Hey, Dodgers fans, let's get into it because things are heating up and there's no time for distractions. The season is winding down, and with only 11 games left, every single matchup carries enormous weight. Right now, the team sits in first place, just a couple of games ahead, but nothing is secured until the very last out. These next games are the moments that will define the Dodgers' path toward the postseason. Facing the Phillies early in this stretch is crucial. It's more than just a regular game. It's an opportunity to set a tone, to send a message that the Dodgers are not going to stumble when the stakes rise. Winning against Philly isn't just a notch in the win column. It's a statement of intent, a preview of what the playoffs might demand, and the Dodgers need to make sure they do it right. Of course, the team isn't without challenges. One recurring issue has been the bullpen, which has struggled at inopportune moments. There's been some overmanagement on the mound and decisions that, in hindsight, raise eyebrows. The starting pitching has largely held its own, delivering quality innings, but when games come down to those late innings, the bullpen's inconsistencies have left fans biting their nails. There have been instances where near-perfect outings ended in losses, and the frustration is real. Yet, the core of the team remains strong. The hitters are finding their rhythm at the plate, producing runs consistently, and if the bullpen can tighten up, the Dodgers have all the tools necessary to make a deep run. It's a balancing act between pushing the starters enough to avoid overtaxing the relievers and making sure everyone is in sync when it matters most. Looking ahead, the schedule isn't easy, but it's manageable. After facing Philly, the Dodgers host the Giants for a 4-game series. The rivalry adds an extra layer of intensity, and every pitch will count. Then comes the road trip, starting with 3 games in Arizona and another 3 against Seattle, who are riding high in the American League standings. The Dodgers will need focus and consistency, particularly in their approach at the plate and on the mound. These final games are the perfect test for the team's endurance and resilience. It's a time for veterans to lead and for younger players to step up. The momentum they carry into the postseason could very well be shaped by how they handle these next matchups. Now, there's a strategy to consider, one that has been discussed among fans and analysts alike. The Dodgers need to hit their stride at the right time. Even with a few recent losses, the offense has been productive and the hitters are seeing the ball well. That timing, finding peak form in the final stretch, is crucial. It's not just about playing hard. It's about peaking when the pressure is highest, so that when the postseason arrives, the team is in a rhythm, confident, and capable of grinding out wins, even in tight situations. The bullpen issues can be managed if starters can stretch their innings, if pitchers who are returning from injury are ready to step in, and if the coaching staff can make smart adjustments without overcomplicating things. It's a matter of momentum, of keeping the lineup engaged, and ensuring that the team doesn't lose focus over a couple of tough losses. Pitching depth is a major factor at this stage. Some of the bullpen arms are returning from injury, while others are still working through rehab assignments. Every outing, every inning thrown will need to be strategic. The Dodgers have options, but those options must be timed correctly to maximize impact. A pitcher coming back from a minor injury can't be rushed, but he can provide exactly the boost needed if used smartly. The challenge is balancing rest and activity, keeping pitchers sharp without risking further injury, and ensuring that when the postseason begins, every arm is ready for high-leverage situations. It's a delicate puzzle, and the way it is assembled now will influence the entire playoff run. At the same time, it's important to remember the advantage the Dodgers hold. They've spent the majority of the final stretch on the West Coast, minimizing travel fatigue and allowing the team to maintain energy levels. Many other teams will be juggling long road trips and back-to-back series, while the Dodgers can use their home advantage strategically. This stability is critical. Being able to sleep in familiar settings, have consistent routines, and limit the wear and tear of travel can make a noticeable difference, especially for pitchers who need precise timing and hitters who thrive on rhythm. It's a subtle advantage, but one that can be decisive when games are won or lost by the smallest of margins. One point that cannot be understated is the psychological aspect. Fans may feel nervous, and speculation about outcomes is everywhere, but the players themselves must stay focused on the task at hand. There's no time for doubt. Maintaining confidence through ups and downs, trusting the preparation that has carried the team all season, and executing each pitch and at-bat with purpose is what separates a contender from a team that collapses under pressure. The Dodgers have shown resilience before, and they have the talent to handle high-stakes situations. The key is keeping that confidence intact while staying adaptable. Adjusting to opposing pitchers, reading the shifts, understanding how to exploit matchups, and making real-time decisions at the plate or in the field are all part of the late-season puzzle. Looking specifically at matchups, the next series against Philly could shape how the Dodgers approach the remainder of the schedule. It's not just about the immediate win. It's about testing strategies, gauging the bullpen, and ensuring the hitters remain engaged against quality pitching. Then, when the team faces the Giants, it's about controlling emotions while playing at peak intensity. These are the games where focus and preparation meet execution. The ability to handle pressure, to grind out results even when the scoreboard isn't immediately favorable, will be indicative of how the Dodgers perform in the postseason. Every at-bat, every pitch, and every defensive play is magnified in these situations. In addition, player health and recovery are central. Pitchers coming back from Tommy John surgery or minor injuries need careful monitoring, and every decision on innings pitched is critical. The coaching staff must ensure that the team doesn't overextend anyone while still maintaining competitive advantage. Rehab assignments, AAA outings, and bullpen rotations are all pieces of this larger strategy. Timing those elements properly could mean the difference between a bullpen that falters under pressure and one that delivers in high-leverage moments. It's a balance of risk and reward, and the Dodgers have to manage it with precision. As we move deeper into this critical stretch, the focus sharpens on execution, and the Dodgers' approach has to be methodical. Every lineup adjustment, every decision on the mound, every defensive alignment must be deliberate, because at this point, even minor mistakes can snowball into games that slip away. The hitters have shown they can produce, but consistency is essential. Power numbers are important, but so is situational hitting, the ability to drive in runs when it counts, to move runners strategically, to make contact in clutch moments. This is where experience becomes invaluable. Veterans who have navigated tight postseason races before can help anchor the lineup, guiding younger players who are experiencing this intensity for the first time. Every at-bat is a test of patience, timing, and composure. The Dodgers need to be disciplined, not chasing pitches out of the strike zone, staying locked in even if previous innings haven't gone perfectly. Pitching, however, remains the story that could define the season. The starters have been largely dependable, but the bullpen has been unpredictable, and that unpredictability has been costly. Relievers who have struggled at the wrong time must find their rhythm quickly, and returning pitchers need to be eased in without losing their effectiveness. Rehab stints in AAA are critical for this, giving pitchers the chance to regain velocity, command, and confidence. Timing their return properly could mean the difference between a bullpen that falters and one that shuts down opponents in high-leverage situations. The Dodgers' front office and coaching staff have to manage these transitions carefully, making sure the right arms are available at the right moment. It's a high-stakes juggling act that requires both strategic foresight and on-the-fly adaptability. Meanwhile, the upcoming series against Arizona and Seattle on the road is a chance to test the team's resilience. Road trips in late September can be physically and mentally exhausting, but they also provide an opportunity to solidify focus. Arizona presents its own challenges with altitude and travel logistics, while Seattle's current hot streak makes them a formidable opponent. The Dodgers will need to rely on fundamentals, execute pitch sequences flawlessly, and maintain composure in pressure-packed innings. It's a scenario where mental toughness meets physical endurance, and the teams that manage both effectively are often the ones who advance deep into the playoffs. The Dodgers have been in high-pressure situations before, and their ability to treat these games as a proving ground rather than a risk will be key. In terms of strategy, one advantage the Dodgers hold is that they've had a relatively stable schedule, spending most of the final stretch on the West Coast. Limited travel means players can maintain routines, recovery schedules, and mental focus. Starters can stay on their routines without drastic time zone adjustments. Hitters can keep their timing intact, and relievers can recover efficiently between outings. Even a small advantage like this can become significant in high-stakes games, especially when the margin for error is razor-thin. The team's ability to leverage home field consistency, even while preparing for road challenges, could be pivotal in the final standings and in seeding for the postseason. The timing of when players hit their peak performance is also crucial. The Dodgers need to be playing their best baseball in the final stretch, not just scraping by. That means the lineup must stay engaged, the bullpen must find consistency, and every inning has to be approached with the mentality of a playoff game. Players returning from injury must be gradually reintegrated, making sure they are ready for high-pressure situations without rushing the process. The balance between rest and game readiness is delicate, and the coaching staff's decisions here will have long-term repercussions. Too many days off can disrupt rhythm, but overextending players can increase risk of injury or fatigue. Finding that sweet spot is essential. Facing the Phillies in the wild card scenario is where preparation meets opportunity. The Mets, despite being a major league team, offer a sort of litmus test for the Dodgers. They can be competitive, but historically, the Dodgers have matched up well, allowing them to refine strategies and regain momentum. Winning that series isn't just about advancing. It's about building confidence, testing the bullpen, and ensuring the hitters are locked in. Once through that stage, the Phillies present a stiffer challenge. But if the Dodgers enter that matchup riding a streak of sharp performances, they're in an advantageous position. Every swing, every pitch, every defensive play from this point on carries heightened significance. Player health updates are critical. Pitchers returning from surgery or injury, like those recovering from Tommy John, must be carefully managed. Their workloads need monitoring, and their reintegration into high-leverage situations has to be strategic. AAA assignments serve as controlled environments for them to regain velocity, command, and confidence. Watching each outing, tracking pitch counts, and assessing performance under low-pressure conditions helps determine readiness for the big leagues. These careful steps prevent setbacks while preparing the team for the intensity of postseason baseball. The balance of using returning pitchers effectively without overexposing them is one of the finer points of late-season strategy. The Dodgers' offense also plays a role in managing these pitching challenges. Consistent hitting can alleviate pressure on the bullpen by producing early leads, allowing starters to finish games more comfortably. When the offense can string together runs against strong pitching, it gives the relievers a cushion, reducing the high-pressure situations that have exposed vulnerabilities in the bullpen. Timing and execution at the plate become intertwined with the pitching strategy, reinforcing the idea that success is a team effort from the first pitch to the final out. Every plate appearance, every situational bunt, every fly ball or line drive contributes to the larger picture. Finally, the mental aspect cannot be ignored. Maintaining focus during this stretch is vital. There's a temptation to look ahead, to worry about matchups or standings, but the Dodgers need to stay present in each game. Concentration, resilience, and poise will separate them from teams that falter under late-season pressure. The ability to stay locked in during tight innings, to execute plays under stress, and to rebound quickly from mistakes will define how this team navigates the final 11 games. The Dodgers have the talent, the experience, and the depth to handle these challenges, but it all comes down to execution, preparation, and the ability to stay mentally and physically sharp. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers are swirling around Los Angeles as baseball insiders hint at a major shakeup in the Dodgers bullpen. The chatter? Craig Kimbrel, the veteran fireballer who has dominated ninth innings across the league for over a decade, might be making a sensational return as the Dodgers closer. While nothing has been officially confirmed, sources close to the team suggest the front office has been quietly laying the groundwork for a reunion that could electrify Dodger Stadium. Kimbrel's career has been a roller coaster of unforgettable highs and challenging lows, from his record-setting strikeout numbers to moments of uncharacteristic struggle. Yet, the whispers insist that the Dodgers believe the 36-year-old right-hander still has the magic that once made him one of the most feared closers in baseball. Imagine him striding onto the mound in the ninth, the crowd holding its collective breath, batters facing a pitcher who has spent years perfecting the art of intimidation. The very thought sends shivers down the spines of opposing lineups. Insiders suggest that this move is more than a nostalgic nod. It's a strategic gamble. The Dodgers, always hungry for postseason dominance, might see KIMBREL as the missing piece to stabilize a bullpen that has had its fair share of drama. Rumors indicate that managerial discussions have centered on creating a setup where KIMBREL's experience and firepower can shine, potentially mentoring younger arms while locking down those crucial final outs. If true, this could mark a turning point in a season where every save carries the weight of championship ambitions. Of course, with rumors comes skepticism. KIMBREL's recent performances have been uneven, and critics question whether he still possesses the velocity and control that once made him nearly untouchable. Yet, Dodgers fans are known for their optimism, and the mere possibility of seeing a seasoned closer return to Los Angeles has ignited speculation, social media frenzy, and late-night debates among diehard supporters. Will the Dodgers' bullpen transform into a fortress under his command, or will the experiment be another dramatic footnote in KIMBREL's storied career? For now, it's all whispers, hints, and hopeful anticipation, a storyline that could define the Dodgers' summer and keep fans glued to every ninth-inning pitch. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.